Welcome, everyone. We will get started. So welcome to the main session of the AI Club, AI Student Research Symposium. We have an exciting agenda for you guys with some really great student presentations. So I'm going to do a little bit of an overview, and then we will jump into our keynote. So let me see if I can, yeah, okay, sounds good. I'm going to just put myself into presentation mode and then share some just introductory slides to show you what we're going to have in this session today. So first of all, why should kids learn AI? The people who are attending this conference are either students or parents or teachers. And really, we at AIClub have spent a lot of time, helping kids understand AI. And the main thing that, we really try to share with everyone is these technologies are all around them even today. They use it every day. They may or may not realize it. We find that in talking with kids, many of them do realize that they're using some kind of computer technology and things like Alexa and Siri and such. Also, these are tangible usages that kids can build. And one of the things about, like, I'm a computer scientist and I've had some experience, doing computer science that's very hard for children to understand, which is, really down details in the hardware and stuff like that. AI is really nice because they can connect it directly to things that are around them, things that they can build themselves. And by learning how these things work, it cultivates an engagement in STEM, in innovation, and in computer science. The other reason why kids should really learn AI is because this is a technology that's really permeating our lives. And with it comes privacy concerns, ethical considerations, and things like that. And so having an opinion about the technology, particularly in the next generation, we started, people of my generation, we lived in a world without AI, sometimes without the internet, when we were growing up. And so this is in some sense a really relatively new thing. Our kids are basically what we call the AI native generation. They really haven't had a life without this technology. So as it becomes a greater part of their lives, I think it's very important that they have an opinion on how it should really evolve. So those are some of the reasons why we feel that kids should learn AI. So AIClub, we focus on AI literacy for K-12 and beyond. We offer classes, curriculums, tools, coding, IoT connections, apps, and so forth. We've been around for a little over 1.5 years. We've taught more than 3,000 students who have together built more than 7,000 AI apps, and so forth. And, they have won something like, wins at something like 16 national and international competitions. So we offer courses and camps for middle school and high school. If you're interested in that, please go ahead and check out our website. We also offer a student research program for middle schoolers and high schoolers, and where we provide expert guidance from PhD mentors who have real world experience with research and industry. One of the things that has kind of fueled our approach to AI and helping kids connect not just the concepts, but also how this stuff is used in real life is because of our own personal experience of using AI. And building AIs in, real companies and things like that. And we try to bring that, insight to students to help them understand how to solve problems that are around them rather than necessarily toy things and things like that. So if you're interested in that, please feel free to email us at info@pixida.ai. We tend to do this fairly custom for different kinds of kids. And, kids have done anything from science fairs and competition projects to research and publications. Now, what are we going to cover today? So in this event, we will have, first of all, a keynote by Dr. Bharath Ramsundar, who I will introduce in just a moment. And he will be talking about AI in drug discovery and healthcare, which is an extremely important area for the future of digital health and medicine in general. We will also then have a series of student presentations. So I want to tell you guys a little bit about these student presentations before we kind of launch into our session. They are from middle school and high school kids from around the United States and around the world. And you will see that they cover innovations in a very wide range of topics. Those topics range from science and medicine to climate change, to social good, to art and literature. And so this is actually kind of an indicator of all the different kinds of things that kids can do and have found passion in doing. You'll also see that on the AI front, they've used a fairly wide array of technologies. And, part of, I think what, teachers and students and parents can get from this is an understanding of what kids can do, as well as how they did it, so that people can kind of appreciate the steps. So if there's a student who is inspired by one of these projects, so now hopefully through the session, they will have an understanding of how they could go ahead and do it themselves. From a software perspective, you'll see that the student presenters have used a very wide range of software. Some have used TensorFlow and AWS. Some have used the AIClub overlay tool Navigator to connect with some of these advanced AIs. Some have used native Python libraries. And on the application front, they've used everything from Flutter to Flask to Swift iOS. So you'll see kind of a very wide range of problems, different perspectives from different students, all of whom are extremely passionate about what they've done, as well as different actual approaches of building things and seeing them work. So now we'll kind of jump into our keynote. It's my tremendous pleasure to introduce Dr. Bharath Ramsundar. So Dr. Ramsundar is an extremely accomplished individual. He got his PhD from Stanford, and he is a renowned expert in both machine learning as well as drug discovery. He has written 2 books, TensorFlow for Deep Learning, From Linear Regression to Reinforcement Learning, as well as Deep Learning for the Life Sciences. He's also the lead developer for a piece of software called DeepChem, which I believe is now the kind of the preeminent software for drug discovery in open source, if I'm not mistaken. And so he's done some really amazing work, as well as founded 2 companies. So I'd like to introduce him, and he's going to be speaking about AI in drug discovery and medicine in general.